Hey guys, we are here with Atreyu, Dan from Atreyu. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited, ready to tear it up.
Yeah, seriously. So what's it like playing Aftershock? I mean, you guys have had one show so far at Chain Reaction, and that was a pleasure to watch. I was luckily there. So, I mean, how was that playing? First show back for Atreyu, and you know, what are the emotions going through your head that night?
I was like a little bit nervous, you know, just because it's been so long, but at the same time, it's kind of like riding a bike, you know, once you know, we were really excited, and especially we were the only band playing the show, so it was like everybody was there for us, and we had a 100-person plus guest list just to have all of our friends, family, and just we tried to fill as much of the place up as possible, just people that we grew up with or are comfortable with, and kind of supported us along the way, as well as the people that, you know, bought tickets as well, are all the diehards, you know. Yeah. So it was just a great vibe, you know. Especially we didn't want our first look back to, or not, I guess, to be here and us be a little rusty or something, you know. So we're like, let's go do a small show first and kind of just shake off the cobwebs and feel it out and get used to being on stage again, and then we can come to Aftershock and kick some ass.
Yeah. So, I mean, bigger stage now, so, I mean, what do you think the differences will be? Chain's so intimate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I like the bigger stages just because we're very animated on stage, and like the more room we have, the more we can put on a show. And I mean, in Chain, it was like the ground was so slippery from the sweat. Like, it got to a point where it was like an ice skating rink up there, so we just stopped moving. We were just like, I just don't want to eat shit and not be able to play Aftershock, you know?
Yeah, seriously. I remember, like, after the show ended and they opened the doors, like, just clouds bellowing out, just like sweat and steam.
Yeah, it was so gnarly. Yeah, there was like no oxygen in there. People are like suffocating and stuff from too much rock.
Yeah, no, seriously. So what was it like being away from Atreyu for so long? And I mean, it was such a huge part of you guys' lives, and so I just, like, what was that off time like is kind of what I want to know.
It was strange. It's the longest. I mean, we as a band toured for 8 years, you know, straight, you know, only stopping to record records. And we took 4 years off, so I mean, that's half of our touring career, which is a long time, especially growing up playing music. I mean, I'd never, as an adult, done anything other than play music, so it was good. It was healthy. I think it's one of those things, like, everybody kind of wanted to find themselves outside of the band and just who they were as individuals and not just a member of Atreyu. And so, I mean, myself, I have a merchandising company that I do called Rock World Merchandise, and I got to really learn more about business and stuff in that sense, and my company's kicking ass right now, and I can now bring everything that I've learned from that, at least personally, to the band, and just understand business a lot more, because I think that's the one thing that a lot of bands don't know, is a lot about business. That's why a lot of bands get screwed on record contracts or merch deals, all these different things. So I don't know, it was weird. It was a little difficult, just like not knowing what was going to happen next, if we would ever play a show again, and especially this is like, you know, these are like you're like married to these people, you know what I mean? These are guys I've grown up with, I've been playing with, I've lived and breathed everything with these dudes forever. So it's good to have everybody back again, and we made it through the other side of this 4 years, and it's going to be bigger and badder than it's ever been.
And so I kind of want to talk about the reunion. Who made the first, like, text message or email or step towards this reunion, and, like, what was it?
I personally have been banging away at this for several years, kind of going back and forth between the guys, like, hey, you know, like, what's, you know, but 10-year anniversary of the Curse is coming up, like, what's going on? Maybe we should do something, you know, let's, you know, and every dudes, you know, they just weren't ready yet, you know, and I've been chipping away at this for a while, you know. It's something I kept telling my friends, like, I'm gonna get them, man, I'm gonna get these dudes to do it, I promise you I'm gonna do it. And finally, like, you know, everybody kind of was like, all right, like, let's go have dinner and just talk. And I think I don't know, I think everybody just kind of needed to go over this hump, and once everybody got over it, it was like, all right, we're over it, let's move on, let's just leave the past in the past and then move forward and just kick some ass.
Yeah. So then the song So Others May Live, how did that go about? Like, who like started the first, you know, step towards recording that? Like, who came up with the, you know, the guitar parts and whatnot, or was it a drum track that started it, or a vocal, you know, line, or what?
Well, that song in particular, it was one of several we were kind of messing around with, and that was the one that just seemed like, you know, as far as tempo and as far as all the elements in the song, you know, from the solos to the breakdowns and everything, it just seemed like the perfect first song to put out. And it was actually a song that Brandon brought some of the riffs to the table initially, and we took it from there and kind of just pieced it together and put it all, you know, added all the bells and whistles, and that ended up being the first song that we, you know, felt right to put out, and now it's rocking.
Yeah, it's doing well. So I kind of want to talk about, like, was the studio time, like, at all, like, kind of like eerie or different, or just like, whoa, like, kind of nostalgic at all?
It's kind of like riding a bike again, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. Like, you just get in there and it just feels so natural. Like I said, I've been playing music with these guys since I was 13 years old, so it's like, and I'm 32 now, so it's I don't know, it just feels, it's crazy how easy it is and how comfortable it is, and this is the first time that we didn't do it with a producer or anything like that in a while, because like all of our most popular records were done without a producer. So we had Fred Archambault just kind of help us just engineer it, and we just kind of did our thing, and that's where our comfort zone is, just producing ourselves. So.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that too. You guys announced that you're going to have an album coming out next year at the Chain Reaction show. So, I mean, when do you think that might come out? And also, like, I mean, you don't think it's going to be on a label, right? Like, you guys are going to go the indie route or what?
No, we're talking with a label right now called Spine Farm, which is underneath Universal. And I'm still in the works. Nothing's finalized yet, but that seems to be the strongest contender that we're talking to right now. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. No, we're excited. I mean, it's Jonas, the head guy over at Spine Farm, used to run Roadrunner Records for a while, and the fact that also Universal is the biggest record label in the world, so it's going to have this. They've got like an indie vibe, but backed by a major. So it's the perfect situation for us because we can be ourselves and not going to try to control the way we do our music or anything, and that's very important to us.
Okay. And so, what's happening for each of you guys' side projects? I mean, almost all of you guys have side projects. So, what are happening to those during this time?
It's all. I mean, I feel the side projects are going to get fueled by doing this. I mean, just in general. I mean, if it wasn't for Atreyu, I wouldn't been able to survive off of the road, like with my merchandising company. I mean, all the contacts and networking, everything that I got was from this band. And it's amazing. You don't realize when you're in the band a lot of times, especially when you're younger, how valuable your band is outside of your band until you get, sometimes it's too late. Or, luckily I took advantage of the situation and it worked out in my favor. But the other dudes, I mean, Alex has got his own gym called Hellenic Fitness where they train, they do kind of like CrossFit / Muay Thai and boxing. Brandon's got a band called Hell or High Water, which is really cool. They're a really good band. He's a very talented guy and kind of showcase some of his other side of his taste in music. Mark's a very talented designer. He does like a lot of like t-shirt designs, posters, things like that for a lot of popular bands and a lot of artists and whatnot. And then Travis also plays with a band called Fake Figures. I'm not sure what they're doing more recently. He was also playing with that band Trapped for a little bit. But yeah, everyone's kind of keeping busy, kind of keeping their hands moving.
Yeah. So I mean, in regards to more music, do you have a ballpark estimate of like when more, like the next single or possibly, a new song will be released for fans to hear?
Probably not for a little bit. I mean, probably not till next year. I mean, we just wanted to put some others out, so it's kind of like, hey, we're back. Here's something fresh. Yeah. So hold you over for a little bit, and then yeah, and we want to wait till, because everything, we want to be very strategic and make sure everything's perfect, and then ourselves and our fans and everyone's going to be happy with what we're doing. So yeah, it'll be a little bit, but probably next year is when stuff will really start happening.
All right, so this is the big question. Is a U.S. tour happening? Because a lot of people want to know, and people other than Anaheim, California, and Sacramento want to see you guys so bad.
As of yet, there's nothing in the works. I mean, we'll definitely make our way around at some point in time, but yeah, we don't have anything solidified just yet. We want to keep it, like I said, just baby steps.
Yeah.
keep people excited and in the dark a little bit.
All right, so lastly, where is Atreyu heading after Aftershock? What are you guys doing? Like, are you guys heading home, or you going to record more? What's going on?
We're playing main stage at Knotfest, actually, October 26th, which we're really excited about. There's so many good bands on that show. Other than that, also, next year we're doing Soundwave in Australia, which is incredible. We've never done Soundwave before. We've been to Australia, but never Soundwave, which is the biggest rock metal festival that they have. So we're really excited to be a part of that.
Awesome. All right, guys, well, make sure to check out Atreyu and make sure to check out their new stuff coming out, and make sure to see them in a town near you here pretty soon. And that's Keim Interviews. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
All right, peace out, guys. Take it easy.